Hi, I'm Josh Winter, and I teach physics to middle school students at Basis Independent Brooklyn in Red Hook.
Hi everyone, my name is Yenmin Young, and I teach physics and engineering at Eastside Community High School in the East Village.
So, one of the things I've learned as a physics teacher is that the universe isn't something that's out there. You don't have to go out into space to find the universe to go exploring. It's right here. It's all around us, all the time. In everything from the colors of the sunset to the musical notes of a minor chord, to the intricacies of a snowflake, or even the trajectory of a perfectly thrown spiral football pass. These things fill us with wonder and magic and awe, but they're not magic, they're physics. And the idea that these are things that we can grasp and try to understand, to me, that's extremely profound. And a second reason I like to teach physics is sometimes I get to pretend to have superpowers. Now, we want to keep safe, so I've got my safety glasses on, and we're going to ask some safety plastic to be brought out. Special safety plastic. Perfect. Okay, Yenmin, I want you to hit me with that sledgehammer as hard as you can.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely. Just make sure you hit the cinder block.
Okay. All right, can we get a drum roll, please? 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Hit it harder.
I don't know, I'm really scared, Josh.
You'll be fine.
Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Pretty impressive, right? Like I've got superhuman strength, right? Well, actually, I don't. One of the things we learn in physics is that all objects have mass, which is inertia, or resistance to change in motion. The cinder block has so much mass, so much of this inertia, that it actually resists moving into my body under the blow of the sledgehammer, so I barely felt it. So it's not magic, it's physics.
I love to teach physics. The reason why is because we get to look at mysteries, both big and small, in my classroom. So with life, the universe presents us always interesting puzzles, and I say that because in physics, usually you expect one thing to happen, but something else might happen instead, and now you're presented with this puzzle. You're trying to figure out what's happening here, what's really going on, and so this is a tantalizing puzzle right here that we're trying to solve. And class becomes interesting because the universe is full of these mysteries. The universe is so strange and so interesting, and what?
This is just one of the universe's big mystery puzzles, in the form of a 10-pound bowling ball with 4-inch steel spikes. So come stand right here. All right, now I just trusted you to swing a sledgehammer at me. Do you trust me?
Ooh, I don't really trust you, Josh, but I do trust physics.
Okay, so, sure. So I've given the death ball here some gravitational potential energy by increasing its height. Now I'm about to release it. That gravitational potential energy is going to turn into kinetic energy, back into potential energy, and then back into kinetic energy of motion as it swings towards your face. Don't move. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Did you guys think it was going to hit my face? No, yes. Well, it doesn't hit my face because of this thing called the conservation of energy. Josh brought the ball up to my face, giving it some height, and he gave it some gravitational potential energy. As it transferred to kinetic energy and then back to gravitational potential, no energy was ever created or added to the system, so it was never going to go higher than it originally was before. We all know I was going to be safe. All right, so we have another mystery for you guys. We would like some volunteers from the audience, so we need 3 kids.
Come here, guys. So, have you guys played tug of war before?
Yeah.
You know how to play tug of war?
Yep.
Okay, so if you're going to win a game of tug of war, here's the rope. You guys are going to be a team. Everybody grab the rope. Let's come stand over here, okay? and I'm gonna be on this side, and we're gonna play a game of tug of war. All right. So, explain to me, how do you win a game of tug of war? Pull the rope. So, it's the team that pulls the rope the hardest, right? Well, actually, there's a little bit more to it. Newton's third law says that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So, believe it or not, it's actually impossible to pull one side of the rope harder than the other side of the rope is getting pulled. So it's really not who pulls the rope the hardest, it's who pushes the ground the hardest. So, all right, I joked a little bit. I'm not gonna play you guys. You're gonna play against your parents. Come on out, guys. All right, now looking at the size of our two teams, we've got some kids, we've got some adults. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Kids? Or the big, strong adults? Okay. With the help of friction and some physics, I think the kids have a pretty good chance. You guys ready? Ready?
All
you want to
right.
referee it, Yenmin?
You ready for this? You ready, audience? We're gonna cheer them on, okay? In 3, 2, 1.
Pull!
Pull!
Pull! Pull!
Pull!
Pull! Pull! Pull! Pull! You got it! You got it! Yeah! The kids won! Yeah!
All right. Thank you guys so much.
So you guys may have noticed that we kind of put the adults at a slight disadvantage. We forced them to wear these fuzzy
Get
socks.
your shoes over here.
That took away their ability to push the ground because it took away their ability to get friction with the ground, allowing the kids to come out on top. Good job, guys. You guys take a seat. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
All right, so we have one last mystery for you guys to help us solve. I have here a few balloons in hand, and we have this bucket. Joshua, how many balloons do you think we can fit inside this bucket?
Well, it looks like those four are about it.
All right, so our goal right now is to try and shove as many balloons inside this bucket.
Okay. You guys can help us count. That's one. Really big one.
Okay.
Two.
You know, actually, I think we can fit a few more. Can you go grab some more, please?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, 4. All right. 5. Help us count, please. 6.
It's like a clown car. What's happening? 7. 8. What's happening, Yenmin?
Well, it seems like the balloons are magically getting smaller. How does that happen? Well, there's this thing called thermal expansion. Whenever things get warmer, they tend to get a little bit bigger. Conversely, inside this container, we have liquid nitrogen, which is an incredibly cold substance. Right now, it's at negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit. So whenever we put a balloon inside the container, all the air molecules will come and get closer and closer, and the balloons will shrink. This is not the same thing as deflating. The air is not leaving the balloon, but the air inside is coming closer and making the balloons smaller. So what do you think would happen if we took a balloon outside the bin? Good. It's going to get warmer, and it's going to get bigger. So here I have a shrunken balloon, and it's going to get warmer. And what happens to it? It reinflates, okay? Here you go. And you can feel it's really cold.
In fact, before the show, we took about 3 bags of balloons this big and put them all into one
Can I give you this?
cooler. Ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. So quite literally, teaching physics is a very cool job. So we hope you guys walk away from this loving physics as much as we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.